Alright lads, today I want to make a few changes to Karador. Karador is one of my oldest decks. He is Tribal Spirits. He plays like a precon. And the genie hates it when I say that, because he says, when's the last precon you saw with burgeoning and exploration and defense of the heart in it? Let alone Yevmaya Hollow and Vora Stronghold. And I said, that's not the point. The point is it plays like a precon. And not one of the new precons. It plays like one of the old slow ones. The reason for that is it's Tribal Spirits. And Spirits, they don't have a whole lot of support. It's not like Merfolk, Elves, Goblins. It's like a tier 3 tribe when it comes to tribal magic. So Karador, he costs, well, it looks like he costs 8. He doesn't cost 8 because by the time I'm casting him, I should have things in the graveyard making him cheaper. Usually I cast him for about 4, 5, sometimes down to 3. Sometimes I get him down to 3 because I've got 5 dead creatures. Anyway, so he costs 1 list to cast for each creature in my graveyard. During each of my turns I may cast 1 creature from my graveyard. So let's put him here. And what I want to do is, I don't want to make him necessarily faster, but tuned. More synergy. Let me start by showing you what I want to put in. So I want to put in Descendant's Path. At Descendant's Path, the price has shot up a lot. It's now a 20 euro card. When I got it, it was 5 euros, I think. It was a junk card. The only people that bought it were people that like Therese Nielsen's art, because it's beautiful. The art is fantastic on this card. I love it. That's why I bought it. And I thought of putting it in decks before, just never did. So now, I do want to put it into Karador, because I also want to give him this signed Eidolon of Rhetoric I have. Eidolon of Rhetoric, the impetuous behind this, somebody asked me to build, was it Connor? Either Connor or Magic Mike. Those two lads often comment on my channel and they give me some legend, some commander, and they want to see what I can build with it. And I believe maybe it's Mike, Magic Mike. He came back and said, can you do Thalia and the Gitrog Monster? And it took me a long time because I didn't know what to do with it. I looked at them and I thought, I can see how Thalia and the Gitrog Monster can be fun, but it's not what I would play, so I don't know what to do with it. And then it hit on the theme of slowing down your opponents, making so they'll only cast 1 card per turn, and then having side effects in the deck that get around it. So the deck I eventually should, maybe it was, anyway, one of those two lads. Whichever one it wasn't, and I'm getting it wrong, I do apologize. So, Eidolon of Rhetoric, Rule of Law, Archon of Emeria, those 3 are in there, and there's ways to find them. So everybody can only cast 1 spell per turn. That's the goal of the deck. Make it so everybody can only cast 1 spell per turn, and then break that symmetry. So if I do that in Karador, if I make it so each player can only cast 1 spell per turn, I need to break the symmetry. This will help me break the symmetry. So let's start there. I already know what I want to take out for the Eidolon. The deck right now has 31 creatures, I believe. Last time I counted, which was not recently, so I'm probably wrong. If I looked at my Moxfield deck list, it would tell me right away, you have this many creatures. Thank you, Moxfield deck list. You are a prince among pimps. So, anyway, this helps me get around the synergy too. Kodama of the East Tree makes the deck a little bit quicker when I play, whenever any permanent comes into play under my control. Doesn't care how, except with his ability. So, if any permanent comes into play under my control, I can take a permanent with CMC equal to that or less from my hand and put into play along with it. As long as his ability allowing that is not the reason I'm putting it, there it is. Not the reason I'm putting it in play. I'm going to take out Jugan. So Jugi here, 5/5 for 6. 3 green, 3 colorless, 5/5 flying dragon. Green doesn't get a lot of flyers. I probably shouldn't take a flyer out of the deck, but his death trigger, when he dies, I distribute 5 1/1 counters any way I choose. It really doesn't do anything for the deck. It really, the only reason he fits in the deck is he's green, he's a spirit, and he buffs up my number of flying creatures. Other than that, his abilities, I'm not really taking advantage of them. And I don't like taking him out, mainly because I have the other two. I have Yosei and Kokusho. So I've got each of the 3 Kamigawa dragons of black, green, white in the deck. The thing leading me to believe that I can do this, that I should do this, is of course that Eidolon of Rhetoric is something that I can make use of better, and the muses. So let me see if I can find a muse so I can show you what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, Musined the girl, Seedborn Muse. Okay, she's a spirit. Seedborn Muse 5/2/4. I untap with everybody else. During everybody else's untap step, I untap all my stuff too. Also, Windborn Muse. Oh, there she is right there. Hey, baby. Windborn Muse costs 4. She's a 2/3 flyer. Creatures can't attack me unless your controller pays 2 for each creature that they would send at me. But I don't have the Black Muse. I don't have Graveborn Muse because she counts zombies. She counts zombies, and you lose life and draw cards equal to the number of zombies in play. Since I don't have any zombies in the deck, and I don't want to shove a... oh, what the hell is it? The 4 mana artifact that gives all your creatures all creature types, and you can spend 3 and tap it and put a 2/2 blue shapeshifter token into play with all creature types. That yoke, that thing. I don't want to shove that in here just to support one card. It doesn't make any sense. And since everything in here is a spirit, everything is one creature type. And it's slow because most of them, and it's changed over the years, but especially at the beginning, they were all Kamigawa spirits for the most part. So, I mean, Kagamaru, first to suffer, he costs 5. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in my hand. X, sacrifice him. All creatures get neg X till end of turn, where that is the number of cards in my hand. He'd probably be pretty good in Korvold. But I've got Demon of... not Demon of Catastrophes. Damn, I hate it when I can't remember the name. Crap. 5 colorless, 2 black, 5/5 flying demon. When he dies, all creatures get neg 5 until end of turn. The art was by Tomasz Baksa. But right now I just cannot remember the name. So anyway, Eidolon of Rhetoric now has a place. Jugan is out. Probably just put him in the art binder. So what do I take out for Descendant's Path? So during my upkeep, I'll flip over the top card. Beginning of my upkeep, reveal the top card of my library. If it's a creature card that shares, and they're all spirits, so reveal the top card of my library. If it's a creature in this deck, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. If another creature from this deck is in play, that's how it reads with Karador, because they're all spirits. Whatever creature I show is going to be a spirit. Whatever creature in play is going to be a spirit too. So as long as I have a spirit in play, as long as my opponents haven't killed them, and I have a spirit on top, and I have Sylvan Library in here, so I can manipulate the top of my library to some extent if I get the Sylvan Library. Clarion Spirit, that's pretty new. So I don't want to take out a creature. There it is. There's my Altered by Ren Sylvan Library. Ren is a great guy. He does really good work with the altars. I don't want to take out Defense of the Heart, because if everybody's only casting 1 spell per turn, casting that one could be pretty damn good. I don't want to take out any ramp. That's my one targeted removal. I'm thinking I can take out the Wrath of God. So I've got Kagamaro, First to Suffer. So Kagamaro, First to Suffer, power and toughness equal to the number of cards in my hand. If I don't have that many, if I do not have that many cards in my hand, not terribly impressive. But if I do, I can wipe the board pretty efficiently. So if I take out Wrath of God, then I'm down one board wipe, but I still have Planar Cleansing, Kagamaro, Harobe, and Grave Pact. So whenever I sacrifice a creature, everybody else sacrifices a creature. So maybe I can get away with taking out Wrath of God. Definitely don't want to take out Aura Shards. Immortal Sun in this deck is great. I have no Planeswalkers in this deck, so it doesn't affect me at all. I just draw an extra card, and my spells get cheaper, and my creatures get bigger. It's beautiful. But in destroying all permanents, because I don't have... Well, I don't have any ways of killing Planeswalkers specifically, other than combat damage. I'm only at 37 land. Only have a couple of mana rocks. The deck is pretty tight when it comes to mana rocks and ramp. So taking that out would not be a good idea for me. Revendication d'un Linciel. I really need to practice my French more. I really need to remember what the hell I forgot. So this is, I don't have expedition map. So if I need to find Cabal Coffers or Urberg or both, Tempt with Discovery is the only way of doing it. This gets 2 forests and puts them into play untapped. So I can get 2 Shocklands, I can get Murmuring Bosk, I can get things like that. So that's why I keep this in here. I should probably cut this down. I have Nature's Lore. I can put in 3 visits, and that'll cut down the mana cost. I'll get 1, I'll go from 4 finding 2 lands to 2 finding 1 land. That's probably better, because I do kind of need to speed. I don't want to care about speeding up the deck, but I do. Where's that Ethereal Absolution? Ethereal Absolution is an untested card. It's something my good friend Yiji told me it would be great for this deck, and he's right, but I don't play this deck often enough to have tested it, to have gotten into play. So that's the thing. After these changes, the next time I have the pub night, I'll take Karador with me and see how the changes work. See if it's more fun to play, if it's more reliable and consistent. There we go. Ethereal Absolution. So it costs a lot. It costs 6. My creatures get bigger. My opponent's creatures get smaller. And I can exile a card for an opponent's graveyard. And if I exile a creature, I get a 1/1 black and white flying spirit creature token. So that suits the deck down to the ground. And the mana cost is pretty high for that ability. But I do have Seedborn Muse. Is that Wrath of God what I want to take out, though? Where's Harubi? Harubi Dust Whale. 4 flyer. When a creature becomes target of anything, kill it. So against Cube's 1-point damage tribal, Harubi would be pretty bad, because all Cube has to do is, oh look, Cunning Spark Mage, tap, 1 damage, it dies. Next turn, untap. Oh, that over there, 1 damage, it dies. It got targeted, it dies. Which I kind of don't care in the deck because of Karador. I plan for the creatures to go to the graveyard, plan to bring them back out. So it seems to me, and do let me know in the comments if you think I'm smoking crack, if I'm wrong, that one of these two board wipes is my best option for putting in Descendant's Path. Okay, planar cleansing costs 6, but it blows up everything that isn't a land. Wrath of God only costs 4. Bury all creatures. And I love that it says bury. I really wish they brought that keyword back because it's so elegant. Destroy without being able to regenerate. Bury. They love keywords, so why not bring that back? Out of the two, and then the triple white. Sometimes the triple white is a problem. Sometimes I have issues getting that triple white. How many other things do I have with triple color mana cost? Jugan came out, so that is 1 down. I don't think I have anything else with triple color mana cost. A lot of doubles. Whole lot of doubles. Look at all the doubles. That bastard. But it's hybrid, so I'm rolling with it. And if I get Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth out, I don't care. Everything's black all the time. Maybe that's what I should do, is just anything that, even though it doesn't seem like it should, perhaps one of the things that makes this deck feel slow and clunky sometimes is the fact that I did have things with triple mana cost. Grave Pact, triple mana cost. But I don't have an extra Erebos' Invention. Dictative Erebos. I don't have an extra Dictative Erebos. And that's what I would put in instead of Grave Pact. So, Grave Pact kind of has to stay because I don't have any alternative right now. That's triple, so if I take out Planar Cleansing, I'm down to one thing with the triple mana cost. One thing I'll have to do though is put this in my extra card binder. So if I realize I do need it in the middle of the game, while we're setting up for the next round, I can slide it back in there. So this will go in my sideboard box, the little box of extra cards I take with me, in case I realize I do need them during a game. In favor of Descendant's Path, which should make the deck a bit faster. Well, not faster. It should make it more interesting. Because what I love sometimes is that tension. So flipping over the top card, is it going to be a creature, or is it going to be something that I don't get to play for free and just goes to the bottom? What's it going to be? Let's find out. So there we go. Descendant's Path is back in Karador, I think. So Descendant's Path is funny. I would put it in. I would realize I wanted a creature more. I'd want something that beats more. So I would take it out, put in something else. A few months, maybe a year later, I would put it back in. Then I would take it out. So I've never actually had Descendant's Path in the game when I'm actually going to go play it. Is there another spirit that kills everything? And with Hirobi, I have multiple ways to target. So, Hirobi, whenever a creature becomes target of spell or ability, destroy that creature, right? Suture Spirit, regenerate target creature. Yavimaya Hollow, 1 green tap, regenerate target creature. Doesn't have to be your creature. So, if somebody has a creature that I want to kill, I can play Hirobi and then target it. Of course, the thing is, somebody is going to target Hirobi or one of my other creatures and kill my board too. That is what always happens. There's also Cauldron of Souls. Tap it, and it targets creatures to give them persist. So if I have Hirobi and Cauldron of Souls, I can target any number of creatures, give them persist, and they'll die. Of course, they'll come back. No, they won't. As soon as they're targeted, they die. They will not get persist. They will not actually get the persist ability. They will get the Hirobi death trigger. Is there anything else I have that does that? I don't think so. That's just in here because It's a spirit deck. This is a ghost quarter. It's where the spirits live. Anything else that targets? I don't think so. But, I mean, that should be sufficient. So one of the things about this deck is I've had it so long. Yeah, target creature. So I can sacrifice it, give target creature +2/+2. Sacrifice it, target creature, throw these out, and it dies. X damage target creature with flying. Yeah, nice, good. Flying lightning protection from grandmas, from vampires. What else? Targets anything? Probably not. Yeah, I've got a lot of French cards in this deck. I just was learning French at the time I was building it, and got a bunch of French cards to have fun with it. Destroy target non-spirit creature, doesn't matter if Roby's in play or not. Tap up to 5 target permanents player. That's a few more hoops. That's probably not really going to happen when I have Roby, Yosei, and he dies, and I get target. That's kind of a real edge case there. Okay, anyway, so that's 2 changes to Karador. And I'm already at 20 minutes into this, so let me get this uploaded and posted. And then I'll work in Kestia. What I'm going to do with Kestia is, so I want to take up Rubinia, because Rubinia really, she's fun. I love the card. I love having it. I love looking at it because it's original Legends. But she doesn't do anything for the deck. She doesn't fit the theme. She's kind of a side effect, kind of a legacy hanger-on from old ways of thinking, deck building I used to have. And with her coming out, the enchantment that I put in there to protect her can also come out. So I get to put in 2 cards. And I bought some blue enchantment creatures. And I also have this guy. I want to shove this guy in there. So Aegis of the Gods, 2 for 2/1. So he's pretty weak. He dies to a Stiff Breeze, but he gives me hexproof. So he can supplement the Ivory Mask. And giving myself hexproof is really hit and miss. Some games, I'm really, really happy I had the effect. Some games, I just think, wow, this is a dead card. Nobody's targeting me with anything. Alright, so that's it. The other thing I'll do is I'll swap that out for 3 visits if I have one in my art binder. If I don't, I'll just leave Skyshard Claim in the deck and keep going.